ओम शांति। यह बाबा की सेवा के लिए नया चैनल चालू किया है। इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, Morning Murli, 12th April. Sweet letter of Bap Dada for sweet children. Essence, sweet children, you children are like the Father, the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Sweet children, you children are like the Father, the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. You must not cause sorrow for anyone through your thoughts, words, or deeds. Give happiness to everyone. Question: you children change from human beings into deities, and so what should your main dharana be? You children change from human beings into deities, and so what should your main dharana be? Answer: let each word that emerges from your lips make human beings become like diamonds. Let each word that emerges from your lips make human beings become like diamonds. You have to become very sweet. You have to give happiness to everyone. You should not even think of causing sorrow for anyone. You are now going to the golden aged world of heaven, where there is nothing but happiness, where there is no trace of sorrow. You have received the Father's Shrimad. Children, become removers of sorrow and bestowers of happiness like the Father. Your business is to remove everyone's sorrow and give them happiness. Your business is to remove everyone's sorrow and give them happiness. So, take us far away from this world of sin to the world of rest and comfort. Om Shanti. Children, you heard the song. You children know that you are making effort to go to such a new world where firstly there is no Maya, and also where no one causes sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds. That is why the very name is heaven, paradise, Vaikunt. The pictures of the masters of that world, Lakshmi and Narayan, are also shown. The pictures of the subjects are not shown. There are the pictures of Lakshmi and Narayan, which prove that there must have been such human beings in their kingdom. They were the masters of heaven in Bharat. When there was no trace of sorrow, no one caused sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds, nor does the Father cause sorrow for anyone. His name is glorified as the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. He sits here and teaches you children. He sits here and teaches you children. Everyone in this world causes sorrow for one another through their thoughts, words, or deeds, whereas everyone there gives each other happiness through their thoughts, words, and deeds. No one except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can make you into the masters of heaven. There definitely was heaven. Just look at what has been created through science here. Look how aeroplanes, motors, cars, and palaces, etc. are being built. Science will be useful there too. It is not that the paradise will emerge from beneath the ground. It is shown that Dwarika, the golden city, sank beneath the sea. Whatever goes beneath the sea will erode and end. No, everything will start again from the beginning. Everything will start again from the beginning. Since you are claiming your kingdom from the Father, don't have any thoughts in your intellects of causing sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds. This is the kingdom of Maya, and storms will come into your minds. But no thought of causing sorrow for anyone should enter your hearts. At this time, everyone causes sorrow for one another. They think that it's happiness, but it is sorrow. They turn everyone away from the Father. That path of devotion is fixed in the drama. And no one understands this drama. No one understands this drama. When those people recite the scriptures, they think that they are giving knowledge. People think that by doing chanting and tapasya, etc., they will receive liberation and liberation in life. They show a variety of different paths. They say that they have been performing devotion for a long time and this is why God has to come. And we say that God has to come when devotion is about to end. He comes to give the fruit of devotion. They all come in the line of devotion. That cannot be called knowledge. There cannot be salvation by having knowledge of the scriptures. They don't have the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, or the end of the world. You now understand that Bharat became heaven through this ancient knowledge and yoga, and that it was definitely God who taught it. Human beings cannot teach Raj Yoga. The easy Raj Yoga that God taught was later made into a scriptures. God himself sits here and explains this knowledge. The one mistake in the Gita was the name being changed and a different time being mentioned. You understand that God is teaching us knowledge of Raj Yoga. The knowledge of the beginning, the middle and end of the word is not mentioned in any other scripture. They have written that the duration of the cycle is very long. Human beings continue to study those scriptures. The Father has explained, this is the human word tree. The Father has explained, this is the human word tree. At first there are few leaves on the tree and then they gradually increase. Human beings are shown as the leaves of the various religions. Human beings are shown as the leaves of the various religions. In fact, all the Vedas and scriptures, etc., are the leaves of the Bhagavad Gita. That is, all the scriptures have emerged from that. You know that the new tree is definitely being established. In a storm, some very quickly wilt and fall, and you know that the foundation of our deity tree is now being laid. Those who establish religions don't know they are laying the foundation of the Christian religion or another religion. It is understood later on that so and so laid that foundation. Here you have to change from thorns into flowers. You understand that you have to become deities. You understand that you have to become deities. So you have to give happiness to everyone. You should not even think of causing sorrow for anyone. Each word that emerges from your lips should be such that it makes human beings become like diamonds. The Father gives us knowledge, and by imbibing this knowledge, we also become like diamonds. By imbibing this knowledge, we also become like diamond. In fact, why would a teacher cause sorrow for anyone? A teacher teaches everyone. A teacher teaches everyone. Yes, it is explained that if you don't study properly, you will lose out for 21 births. So you have to make effort now for 21 births. You have now found the Father whom you were remembering on the path of devotion, calling, O God. Sikhs and holy men all remember him. There is only the one God, but they don't know who he is. Shri Krishna was the prince of golden age. No one would say that he was the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness for all. The Shri Krishna soul who was in happiness is now in sorrow. Baba is saying the Shri Krishna soul who was in happiness is now in sorrow. This cannot be said of God. He is beyond happiness and sorrow. He does not have a human body. There is nothing but happiness in that which the Father establishes. That is why it is sung, remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness. You understand that in the kingdom of Ravan, we were unhappy for half a cycle. There was temporary happiness, otherwise there was nothing but sorrow. Which is why sannyasis says that happiness is like the dropping of a crow. Happiness is like the dropping of a crow. That is because all are born through vice. There must have been the pure household path in which there was no vice, and that was surely in the golden age. The very name is heaven. That is the path of the pure household, heaven, and then when they become impure, it is called the impure, corrupt path, hell. The play of happiness and sorrow is predestined. Human beings now experience happiness one moment and sorrow the next moment. They don't understand there is constant happiness in heaven, that not even a trace of sorrow remains, whereas here there is not a trace of happiness. To indulge in vice is to experience sorrow. This is why sannyasis have renunciation. However, they belong to the path of isolation. In the golden age, there was the family path, that was Shivalya. Physical images of the deities Lakshmi and Narayana etc. are shown in the temples, seated in the thrones and decorated with crowns. So only in Bharat is there the community of deities. The kings and queens. And it is not like that in any other religion. There have been many kings, but not double crowned. The kingdom starts from the beginning of the golden age. There was the original, eternal, double crowned deity religion. How was that religion established? Only you children now understand all of these things. By following Shiv Baba's direction, you become removers of sorrow and bestowers of happiness. Your business is to remove everyone's sorrow and give them happiness. If you cause sorrow for anyone, then who would say that you are the children of the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness? Who will say? A thought first comes into the mind and then it is enacted. You children have to become very sweet. God is teaching you. But unless your behavior becomes divine, how would human beings have faith? It is written in the Gita, God speaks, I come to make you into Narayan from an ordinary human being. So God definitely comes at the confluence. God speaks, I teach you Raj Yoga. So surely there must have been the destruction of the old world. This is not the task of Shri Krishna. They have shown the Trimurti but have omitted Shiva. Then they say that Brahma has the three faces. So where did Brahma the one with one face come from? How can a human being have three faces? The father says, you are my sensible, wise children. You are those who ruled over the world. So Baba is now making you soul conscious. Now consider yourself to be souls. Baba takes everyone back to the land of liberation. Means bodiless. You came here and adopted bodies. You came here and adopted bodies. By adopting different bodies, your habit of body consciousness became firm. Now consider yourself to be souls. I, this soul, have played a part of 84 birth. This is now the last birth. Talk to yourself in this way. The father says, become soul conscious. Become soul conscious. You now have to return home and then go to the golden age. You are now making effort to claim the kingdom of heaven from me. When you forget the father, your mercury of happiness does not rise. When you forget the father, your mercury of happiness does not rise. They have to made a very big mistake in the scriptures. They have omitted Shiv Baba. They worship him, but then they say he is beyond name and form. So whom are they worshipping? Whom are they remembering? They say the soul resides in the center of the forehead, but they don't know whose child the soul is. Whose child the soul is? I, the soul, sit in the center of the forehead and play a part through this body. I make this puppet dance. There is the dance of puppets. A puppeteer makes them dance. So first of all, you have to become soul conscious and imbibe whatever the father explains. In the exhibition, first give the father's introduction. Say he is the father of all, he is incorporeal. The other is corporeal, Prajapita Brahma, the father of people. So we have two fathers. We have two fathers. You understand that there is a worldly father and also the father from beyond this world. One is limited and other is unlimited. The new creation is now being created. We are claiming our inheritance from Shiv Baba. So you should make these things firm by talking to yourself in this way. I have to become soul conscious. I have to become soul conscious. I go to Shiv Baba to study. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is incorporeal, whereas Brahma, the father of people, is corporeal. So you are Brahmans. You are Brahmans, the mouth-born creation of Prajapita Brahma. Brahma has adopted you. You are the new creation, the Brahmans, whereas the other are physical Brahmans. They teach physical pilgrimage and you teach spiritual pilgrimage. So you children are now becoming elevated. The godly mission is to change you from degraded to elevated. Human beings cannot make you elevated. Human beings cannot make you elevated. In fact, yours is the true committee of those who eliminate corruption. Just look who your leader is. Who your leader is. Just look who your leader is. The father says, I have come again to teach you Raj Yoga. It is the same confluence age. I now make you into deities from human beings. You understand that you have now changed from Shudras into Brahmans. Brahman are the top knot. Brahma is also a top knot. The one who enters Brahma cannot be seen with these eyes. Everyone else is visible. Your intellects understand that the incorporeal father is teaching you. Brahma needs Brahman here. They cannot be in the subtle region. They are adopted here. Corporeal Brahma becomes subtle Brahma. This is something that needs to be understood. If you have first understood the aim, you can sit anywhere and still study. You have to listen to the murli every day. What is Baba saying? If you have understand the aim, you can sit anywhere and still study. You have to listen to the murli every day. If you miss it for even one day, there would be a greater loss. There would be a greater loss because very deep points emerge every day. Diamonds and jewels continue to emerge. If a first class jewel emerges and you miss it, there would be a loss. There would be a loss. Regular students are very accurate. If you don't make effort well, you cannot claim a high status. You cannot claim a high status. This is a very high study. They have given a veena to Saraswati and a flute to Shri Krishna. In fact, they give that to Shri Krishna by mistake. It should have been given to Brahma. It should be given to Brahma. You understand that this is the mouth of Shiv Baba. Krishna has no connection with Saraswati. They have confused everything up. They have confused everything up. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we spiritual children says namaste, good morning to our sweetest spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First, I, the soul, am making this body the puppet dance. I am separate from this body. I means the soul, separate from this body. Practice this and become soul conscious. Practice this and become soul conscious. Second, be regular and never miss a murli. Be regular and never miss a murli. Be very accurate in this study. Today's blessing, feel Baba's hand on your head and take blesses. May you be seated on the heart throne of the comforter of hearts and remain constantly safe from any upheaval of Maya or matter. May you be seated on the heart throne of the comforter of hearts and remain constantly safe from any upheaval of Maya or matter. The Baba is saying, the place to remain constantly safe is the heart throne of the Father. The comforter of hearts always maintain the awareness. It is my great fortune to be seated on God's heart throne. It is my great fortune to be seated on God's heart throne. Those who are merged in God's heart are seated on the heart throne are constantly safe. Those who are merged in God's heart or are seated on the heart throne are constantly safe. No storms of Maya or matter can shake them. The memorial of those who remain so unshakable is Achal Ghar. Achal Ghar means the home of stability, not Chanchal Ghar, the place that moves about. So be constantly aware that we had become unshakable many times before and are unshakable even now. So be constantly aware that we had become unshakable many times before and are unshakable even now. Slogan: to become an embodiment of knowledge and an embodiment of love is to put the teachings into your form. To become an embodiment of knowledge and an embodiment of love is to put the teachings into your form. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.